Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video we have a dual Milady build. Both of them are cold, except one of them has wing stance and the other one has chilling mist. What chilling mist does is it buffs the sword's frost buildup by about 65 for 20 seconds. So when you are doing your attacks, the second sword will have an insanely high frost buildup for 20 seconds. For the armor, we are running all these. The reason I have this is that we hit above 51 poise. If you'd like the look of it, then you can run it, but really it doesn't add any statistical boost. For our talismans, we are running the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, Rolana's Cameo, Shard of Alexander, and Millicent's Prosthesis. For our stats, we want to focus on dexterity mainly, but after 80, there's no point. So we're just going to focus on strength, which Milady also does scale with. The rest of it is up to you. Also, this is a higher level build, but you can always adjust it to whatever level you're at. So one thing that I did find a little bit confusing was how to two-hand the left-hand weapon. I'm sure a bunch of you already know, but I did not know. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold down Y, or whatever your top button is if you're on a PlayStation. You're going to hold it down, and then you're going to want to click the left bumper. And that's going to do it. And then you can just use the buff, go back to this, and start attacking. So after using this build for a little while, here are my thoughts. The damage is pretty good. It is a dual-wield sword, so you should expect less damage per hit, but the speed of it does make up for it. The problem that I found, the biggest problem that I found, was that the animations are pretty long, so you're stuck in them, and then most of the times you get hit. That's what you're seeing a lot in this gameplay, along with the fact that I'm just not that good. But it could be a skill issue. I'm just not used to dual-wield swords. So to someone else, this could just not be a problem. But to someone new to it, it is a pretty profound issue. Frost does tend to proc a lot. Even without the boost, it will proc a decent amount. Because without it, the frost buildup is 105, and that is insanely high. So you should be looking for some pretty smooth gameplay if you are familiar with the swords. Wing stance is pretty good. I do find myself overestimating how far the light one can go, so I often missed. But other than that, it is pretty good. Since you're swinging the sword so many times, it will proc the multi-hit talismans a bunch, such as Millicent's Prosthesis and Rotten Wing Sword Insignia. The actual moveset of the sword is really fun. It's just like the normal one, the normal single-handed one, except you can't combo the light and heavy attacks, at least not what I've tried. If I were to compare the two, I would slightly give it to the single hand because of the animation, like the long animations that you can't cancel out of. So once they start, you just kind of have to go through with them. The one that I had the most problem with was the jumping heavy. It's a 2-hit thing instead of a 1-hit. I mean, that's fine, but oftentimes I would just get hit because usually jumping heavies, they're pretty fast and you want to get them off quickly. So you use them in just a quick little time, but for this, that doesn't really work out. Alright, now let's look at the damage for the Ash of War and the weapon. This is Wing Stance charged. This is Wing Stance uncharged. Now I also just want to show how quickly we can proc Frost. So let's apply this. That was like barely anything. But you also have to remember that each enemy does have a different resistance to everything, so it won't be the same. But in general, it should be pretty quick. Overall, this build is super good. I feel like the potential of it is really high, depending on the like the skill of the player. For me, I'd say it's pretty good, but I'm also not that good. But for someone who is actually good at dual wielding light greatswords, I feel like this can be really good. And of course, that goes with anything, any build, but especially this one because the frost buildup is so high. And like I said, the animation for the movesets is what does set it back a little bit for me, but I'm sure that some people do have a good grasp of it. One thing I would change and did change is Rolana's Cameo for the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. I find that it was pretty hard to hold the wing stance for more than 2 seconds, because in this game the bosses are super aggressive and won't give you those kinds of openings. I switch it with the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman because I feel like the bosses are super hard hitting. Of course you could switch it with anything else, like it boosts Cerulean Tears or something, but it really is whatever you want. I find that not much else really boosts the damage of this weapon. If I were to put this on a tier list, I would put it right with the Milady build, the Frost Milady build, which was at A tier, but I would put it about right behind it because it has the potential to be higher, but in the hands of just a normal player, I don't think it will be. Still, a super good ranking though. If you guys do have any build suggestions, please put them in the comment section down below. I'm running out of ideas. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.